Every year, thousands of people visit a house that has been the center of one of the most chilling real-life horror stories ever told. But did you know that over half of Americans still believe something truly evil resides at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville? What if I told you that even the skeptics feel an unnatural presence when they stand in front of those iconic windows shaped like eyes staring back into your soul? The Amityville Horror House is not just a landmark of fear, but a bone-chilling puzzle that has perplexed investigators for decades. It's a place where the line between the paranormal and reality is so blurred that even hardened cynics have trouble explaining what's been witnessed. Its significance in the world of horror isn't just due to ghost stories or spooky rumors. It's rooted in a terrifying reality, a gruesome crime that opened a door to something far more sinister. Tonight, we're delving into the twisted history of the Amityville House, exploring the gruesome murders that take place after. Strap in, this story will unnerve you, make your heart race, and make you question what truly haunts this house. Are you ready to face the darkness? In November 1974, the quiet suburban neighborhood of Amityville was shattered by a nightmare. Ronald DeFeo Jr., just 23 years old, murdered his entire family, his parents, and 4 younger siblings as they slept. The details of the crime were harrowing. Each victim was shot with a high-powered rifle, yet none of them appeared to have woken up or tried to escape. How is that possible? To this day, no one has a satisfying explanation. It's almost as if some unseen force had paralyzed the family, trapping them in a nightmarish, eternal sleep. But that was only the beginning. Just 1 year later, the Lutz family purchased the house at a shockingly low price, aware of its grim history but unconcerned. What followed during their brief 28-day stay turned this already infamous house into the stuff of legend, a living hell filled with terror that would scar them for life. The Lutz family consisted of George, Kathy, and their 3 children. From the moment they stepped into the house, something felt wrong. George, who had always been a rational, level-headed man, began to change. He would wake up at precisely 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time of the DeFeo murders. He grew obsessed with the house, feeling an inexplicable chill that not even a roaring fire could banish. Neighbors would later say that George looked gaunt, almost hollowed out, as if the house was sucking the life out of him. The children complained of seeing shadowy figures lurking in their rooms, and Kathy had terrifying dreams of the DeFeo murders. One night, she woke up screaming, her chest covered in welts from a force she could not see. The family dog would bark furiously at the basement door, growling at something that wasn't there, or at least something no one else could see. The basement itself became known as the gateway to hell because of the thick, oppressive air and the strange, unexplainable stains that would seep through the walls. But perhaps the most terrifying incident occurred on a cold December night. George and Kathy heard the front door slam open, followed by the sound of heavy footsteps pounding through the house. Rushing downstairs, they found nothing out of place except that the door was still locked and the footsteps had stopped right behind them. That's when they heard a voice, guttural and menacing, whisper, "Get out." They didn't need to be told twice. Still, they tried to hold on. They tried to convince themselves that it was all in their heads, a collective case of nerves heightened by the house's grim history. That illusion was shattered when their youngest daughter, Missy, began speaking to an imaginary friend named Jody. Jody was no ordinary friend, though. Missy described Jody as a pig-like creature with red glowing eyes. George once saw Jody's eyes peering in at them from a window on the second floor, despite no ladder being present. The sinister presence became so palpable that they had no choice but to leave everything behind: furniture, belongings, even family heirlooms. They fled for their lives, never looking back. One of the most horrifying moments occurred during their final night in the house. As the family scrambled to gather their essentials, the walls erupted with a cacophony of noise, doors slamming shut, laughter echoing from unseen mouths, and an overpowering stench of decay that filled the air. Kathy saw a dark, hooded figure standing in the corner of their bedroom, its face a void of darkness. She screamed, and the entity simply vanished, leaving only a cold imprint where it had stood outside. George looked back one last time and could swear he saw shadowy faces watching them from the upstairs windows, sneering at their terror. It was as if the house itself was alive, feeding on their fear and relishing in the nightmare it had created. They drove away, leaving behind a house that would forever be known as a portal to the other side, a place where the very walls seemed to breathe and pulse with malevolent energy. The Amityville Horror House remains a hotbed of controversy. Skeptics argue that the Lutz family's story was an elaborate hoax, a way to make money from book and movie deals. Others point to the evidence, the eerie photos, the recorded paranormal activity, the inexplicable behaviors as proof that something is very wrong with 112 Ocean Avenue. Whatever the truth may be, the Amityville Horror has left an indelible mark on popular culture and continues to haunt our imaginations. Was it a case of psychological manipulation? Or did something truly evil reside in that house? Either way, the chilling events that unfolded continue to send shivers down the spines of anyone who dares to listen. Do you believe the Amityville Horror House is genuinely haunted, or is it just an elaborate story? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'm curious to hear what you think. And if you're craving more bone-chilling tales, check out my next video on another infamous haunting that will make you think twice about what lurks in the shadows. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more thrilling content.